Hi guys, and welcome to the Crewe Alexandra vs Sunderland match review. Now, Sunderland did draw 2-2 yesterday against Crewe. Now, if you do follow me on social media, you're probably thinking, Joel, what are you doing making a match review? You said you're not going to do one, because I did have technical difficulties yesterday, if you didn't know. Basically, I was supposed to go on Fans React and do a live stream, a watch along with them, and I had technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi had been playing up over the last few days, and it just happened to completely pack in, basically. As soon as we kicked off, pretty much, my Wi-Fi packed in. I could barely watch the game. It was almost unwatchable, and I got kicked out the stream, but because of my Wi-Fi, essentially. So apologies to them. Again, I did say it on social media as well, and I did enjoy the short period I did have with them yesterday on the live stream. We had a good laugh, and then, of course, as soon as we kicked off, my Wi-Fi decided to pack in, and nothing was working, and it all went to shit, basically. So I'm sure at some point, once I do get this Wi-Fi sorted out, I'll be back on. But they did also hit 600 subscribers whilst I was on, so that was very nice to see. Congratulations to them, well done. Keep subscribing and supporting them. They do deserve it. It's a great bunch of lads over there. But yeah, I did say I wasn't going to make a match review because I only caught, probably in fairness, about 10 to 15 minutes maximum of the first half, and the second half I missed a large chunk as well, but I did watch the sort of final 20 odd minutes. And usually I wouldn't make a match review because I've seen so little of the game, and I have seen Sunderland YouTubers in the past say, you know, they only watched a couple of bits here and there of the game, yet they made a full match review, and that doesn't sit particularly well with me because I don't understand how you can make a full match review on such a little knowledge, based on such a little knowledge of the game. But a lot of people have been messaging me and basically just asking me my thoughts of the game in general. So I thought I'd do that. Rather than an in-depth review, this is probably going to be really short, me ramble on for a little bit. But people seem to enjoy my opinion for some reason, which still baffles me. So that's what we're going to do. So we basically went almost unchanged. Although the one change we did make, Leadbitter come out and we put Scowen in. And to be fair, before the game, not too many people complained about that. Not too many people, including myself. And I did say in the preview to this game that I would like to see an unchanged side, and if there was to be anyone to be changed, I would think maybe, someone aging, i.e. McGeady, who's played a lot of games, or Leadbitter, someone like that, and that's what he did. So I wasn't too fussed with that change at all, and I thought, being away from home, a bit more tenacious, a bit more tenacity in there with Scowen and Power together. But looking from what I've seen, was it the right or the wrong move? Maybe, but maybe it was the wrong move. But that first half, it was dominated by Crewe, and I think it's very easy to say, we were really, really bad, and I simply think that Crewe were very, very good. Yes, there was individual errors here and there, i.e. McFadzean, who had an absolute mare, and he was constantly putting us in danger, again, from what I'd seen. A lot of this is just from what I'd seen and highlights as well. There was a time where he threw it from a throw-in directly into our box when Sanderson was basically marked by a Crewe player, and it basically put him through one-on-one with the keeper, and luckily it didn't quite go over the line, and he managed to knock it away, Sanderson, thank God. But McFadzean, it was a liability. He was constantly putting us under pressure himself, losing the ball, and we were really struggling because Crewe's sort of attention to detail, their high press, and their tenacity was far greater than ours, which shouldn't be the case, but it was, and it is going to happen. At times we are going to be outplayed, and I said in the preview as well, if we are going to lose or drop points in any of the future 3 games, it's going to be this one. Because they're a good team, particularly at home, Crewe. People just look at it as straight up, it's little old Crewe, we should be battering them, which on paper, yes, we should do. But if you look at the statistics, which isn't everything, but they have a very good record at home. They aren't a bad team. They have some very decent players, Crewe, for this league anyway. And that's shown in the first half. They were absolutely all over us. They walked through us at times. We weren't great, of course we weren't, but their work rate was phenomenal. It has to be said. They were beating us to everything. Yeah, we should have been, in for the second balls quicker and wanted it more, but we didn't. And they just outplayed us, and it was 2-0 at half-time. 2 very, very sloppy goals that we give away. Again, one of them in particular that was put back across goal, which was more disappointing. They got it to the byline, pulled it back. McFadzean should have stopped that ball from coming in. But you knew straight away what kind of game McFadzean was having, and he was never going to stop that cross coming in. He's not good enough, and I think we all know that. But he let it come across, and it was a tap-in. They walked all over us in that first half, essentially. Our attitude wasn't on point, and I don't think we can say it was through a lack of trying. We just didn't have that application that we've seen over the last couple of games, and we come up against a side that really, really had that application. Second half, it was marginally better. I felt like it was a little bit more even. Like I say, I only saw bits and pieces because the quality of my stream, it was sort of buffering every couple of minutes. But I did manage to catch the majority and get the gist of what was going on. And then the last 20, 15 minutes were smooth as anything, and I managed to watch it. But what I can say is, of course, the subs that came on were the right ones. We needed that injection of pace and creativity. Diamond, Maguire, Jones as well. Of course, Ledbetter did come on and unfortunately got injured immediately, and it looks like he's dislocated his shoulder and he's going to be out for God knows how long. With a dislocated shoulder, it can be anywhere between 6, 12 weeks, 16 weeks at times, depending on how bad it is and how sore it is, because you have to be in a cast for quite some time, I believe. But anyway, yeah, so the second half were a little bit more even. Yeah, they had a couple of chances of their own, but we started to create a bit more. And Jones, he popped up with an absolute moment of magic, cutting him from left to right, and that shot, Jesus Christ, I lost my shit, as I'm sure so many Sunderland fans did. He's pinged it, he's cutting from left to right, he's pinged it right into that top right-hand corner, inch perfect, and you're thinking that's not going to be topped. But step up the king, Chris Maguire, the return of the king. Ball was played forward from Lee Burge. It was knocked on very, very well by Charlie Wyke, it has to be said. That the knock-on from Charlie was absolutely brilliant. It was really, really good. The more I look back at that, it makes me think how difficult it was to get to that ball and direct that header as well into the path of Charlie Wyke. Into the path of Chris Maguire. The ball, he's let it bounce once, twice, then on the sort of half volley, is pinged it past the keeper from the right-hand side of the box. Top left-hand corner, 97th minute. It's 2-2. It's brilliant that we've managed to get that fight back, and it shows that even though we weren't at our best, which of course we weren't, and I'm not accepting a point because we should have got 3 points, not based on the performance, but because of the opposition. With no disrespect to Crewe again, but if you want to be winning the league or getting in the top 2, we should be looking to beat these kind of teams. So I'm not happy we got a point, but looking at the way the game panned out, it could have been a lot worse. We could have gone away with none. Some results around us didn't go quite our way, some did. Peterborough is still flying. Hull won yesterday as well, but other teams did drop points or they drew as well. So it could have been a lot worse yesterday. But yes, we got the win. Sorry, we got the win. No, we didn't get the win. I wish we did. We got the equaliser in the 97th minute. It felt like a winner. But yeah, it shows that we did have a lot of quality on the bench that probably should be starting now. You see, after the game, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I've seen people all over social media saying how Jones should have started, how Maguire should have started. I guarantee half of these people are saying that, they weren't saying this before the game. Granted, Jones, he's a very, very good player, but he's coming at a time when we're winning more often than not. I wouldn't have wanted Jones in the side from the start yesterday. I wouldn't. But looking at the past 3 games, we won them all. Why would you change your winning side? Of course, maybe someone like a Ledbetter, like I say, but other than that, why change your winning side? Why would I want to change that and maybe ruin that chemistry? Granted, now we know that at the time that things aren't going well, we're 2-0 down, then it's their opportunity, and now they've taken it. So now the next game, Jones and Maguire, they've definitely put the names in the hat to start the next game, of course. But before that, I don't think we can say, and I've seen Lee Johnson been slated, I think that's highly unfair. If you win 3 games on the bounce, you don't expect him to start messing around with it too much. You don't. So it's very easy to try and blame it all on Lee Johnson, but I think that's harsh and a bit too fickle for my liking. Yeah, granted, Jones, we can now say, he should definitely be starting, but when you're on a winning run, you don't change it up. But either way, yeah, 2-2, would I have taken it before the game? No, I absolutely wouldn't. But in the grand scheme of things, we were poor yesterday. Crewe were very, very good. They looked better. They applied themselves more. Their attitude was better. We were off it. They seem to want it a lot more. But we've come away with a point when we should have come away with none, arguably. So we go into Swindon on Tuesday, I believe, at the Stadium Light, and we've started to look a lot better at the Stadium Light as well, at home. So hopefully we can bounce back, use our ground as a fortress, and get another 3 points, because at least we still are unbeaten in a few games now. So that goes for us. But yeah, for my man of the match, like I say, I probably watched in total about half an hour to 40 minutes of that game in choppy bits, very choppy bits. So it's difficult for me to give an out-and-out man of the match, but I'm probably going to give it to Sanderson again, purely because there was 2 or 3 times where they could have finished us off to make it 3 or 4-0. But Sanderson was making last-ditch challenges. Granted, I could have given it to Jones for his screamer or Maguire for his worldie, but Sanderson, I can't see many better than him at the minute on our team sheet. And hopefully as well over the next week we get Flanagan back, we get Wright back soon, and we can go to the 4 at the back, because we did change the system. And there's 3 at the back. I did say again in the preview that this is when we're going to see our back 3 actually tested, because previously it weren't really tested too much, and we had a lot more time attacking wise in the final third rather than us defending too much. And as soon as that back three was exposed yesterday, we looked shocking. We did look shocking at times, and Sanderson was the only bit of class that was saving us, so that's why I give him man of the match. So hopefully we can revert to a 4 at the back again. I don't like this 3 at the back. I know given the injuries we do have, you might need to change to a 3, but I don't like it. It particularly gets the team that are going to attack. Swindon may or may not, I don't know. But I think the stadium might generally teams sit back, so 3 at the back might be okay there. But against teams that are going to come at you, that 3 at the back has to go because we look piss poor. But either way, anyway, you guys let me know what you thought of the match in the comments down below, your man of the match, etc. But if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.